Hello, hello, beautiful humans. I am so freaking excited to be going live for my 30-day live challenge. Holy motherfucking shit. I can't believe I am actually doing this and it's day 20. So click. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, on my page, or wherever you have found this, welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you and to be sharing my rituals, my practices. What do I do? What does my day look like? What does my week look like? I wanted to let you in on the inside, just so you know, like, hey, what does she do? Like, can I trust her to lead me? Like, does she even do her own work? If you are finding this for the first time ever, I don't normally sound like this. I sound like this because I've had the most mind-blowing, random, spontaneous manifestation of being invited to go on this 19.5-meter yacht for 4 days. So we were like sailing around the island and just like living our best life. So I have a little croaky voice because I've been having too much fun. My name is Dasha, if you haven't met me before, and I call myself a vision doer. So I really help and support people with a transition of their dreams into reality. Excuse me, sorry. Wow, I've really been struggling with this live today. Firstly, I forgot my charger and my phone had, like, my camera had, my computer had so much battery, and then when I went to do it, it was like gone. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I started it, so I'm like, okay, I have to restart. Anyway, hello. We're gonna get there. And today I talk about rituals. So if you're watching a replay, #replay. If you're jumping in live, say hello, where are you tuning in from? And I'm so excited to share a little bit about what I do in my personal self-development. If you have been following my journey for a while, you know that I love to have multiple coaches at once, just because I really love learning from different people. And like, I find some people are like super genius in one thing, and then they're lacking another thing. And I like to work with another coach for that, where I feel like I'm an all-rounder coach, because I really like the way I coach is I see everything as connected. And like, even if you come to me about business, we're still going to look at your relationships, because the more I'm coaching people on like their purpose and their dreams and their business and like whatever they want to create, their biggest spark, I realize like, oh my God, relationships, like there's so much inner work, and the way you run your life is like so dependent on the inner work. It's so wild. It's like, I can see the links and the connections, and it's just so magical and exciting, because once we heal that part, like your whole life transforms, which is like super exciting. And so I wanted to share a little bit about my practices, because right now I'm going through the Unleashed launch. So Unleashed is my new course that I'm releasing right now. I'm super excited. It's going to be so magical. And it's 30 days of self and pleasure, where we really dive into your body and reconnect you with your body, with your genitals, with pleasure, with all the juicy taboo things that have been shamed, rejected, and just been like hidden away from you. And the things that are shamed and rejected and just judged in our society, they hold the most amount of power. And even like the word power has so much shame that we reject it. But I really want to reconnect you to that, because I believe that knowledge is power. Once you know everything, you get to choose, and maybe it's not your vibe. Maybe pleasure isn't your vibe. Maybe it's not, right? So if it's not, that's totally chill. At least you know, rather than like, you don't have all the knowledge and you're living a life because of what has been conditioning you from a baby, like middle school, high school, college, uni, whatever you did, career, like your community. You're constantly being conditioned by your surroundings, by your environment. And I want to liberate you from that. And I want to give you the power and the knowledge. It's like, oh shit, I am. And do I want to change it or do I not? You don't have to, right? But at least you get to choose, which is so awesome. So let's talk about embodiment. So I do a lot of self-pleasure and embodiment practices. And I think for me to be able to hold the space of you totally going through your own journey, it's something that you really want to look for in a embodiment or self-love or pleasure or intimacy coach. You really want to look at their life and how they live their life. Are they walking the talk? In saying that, like, some coaches are really good coaches. Their life might be complete shambles, but they're a good coach because they know how to coach someone. They have not done their own work, but they have the script and they know how to coach someone. I like to walk the talk. I like to get the transformation before I share it with the world. And I love to have a lived experience. And that is why I love the new training and certification that I did, because it's super embodied. And with my embodiment practice, I do at least one a week. So it's an embodiment and meditation. Most of the time I meditate nearly every single day, and I do a practice nearly every single day. It just depends what I've been doing, if I have space, but I really find that like the best way to quiet my mind, go in my body, connect with my body, connect what's going on, integrate anything that's been happening in my life. And one of the biggest sources of inspiration, pleasure and embodiment and meditation, where I get to just pause, totally helps me download. And throughout Unleashed, you'll be learning to connect to your body and your intuition. Because as you know, if you have been watching me for a while, I love intuition. I think like your connection with your intuition is one of the biggest keys. Self-love, intuition, shadow work. Cool. There's many other things, but like really main points. I also do yoga. I love breath work. So with breath work, depending on the embodiment practice that I'm doing, I might do it regularly, weekly, but I also like to go to one-on-one breathwork sessions. I like to go to group in-person breathwork sessions. And I find that every single option is different and my body reacts differently. But I think breathwork is so important. And I have had like little training in Vita, and I'm looking at actually doing a full-on facilitator training at some point, because I think it is just, wow, what a freaking gift that would be for my clients. Grounding and earthing is one of my biggest practices, to spend time in nature, really like either going for a swim in the ocean, especially because I spend so much time around the computer, around technology. So important to re-ionize my body. I love going for beach walks. I love going for hikes. I really love just sitting in nature and just grounding and just connecting. I love spending time in my garden, just in dirt, in soil, just really connecting with the cycle of life. You know, planting the seeds, watering and harvesting. It really shows, really connects me with that concept that I always talk about in business and your life. But also, I think like another incredible practice that I do is, and I think like it doesn't matter what you do, it's how you do it. You know, if you have presence and intention with everything you do, it's all you need, right? And I really love to cook in that way. So really connecting to like, what do I want to cook? And like really doing it in devotion and love and honoring of that recipe, of that meal. And then when I eat, I really love to be fully present. Yes, sometimes I'm watching courses, doing other shit, but most of the time I really love to be tuning into the energy of the food, the frequency of the food, and like receiving it intimately. I am curious, what are some practices that you do? I'm also curious if I missed anything. Right now, like my biggest thing is the embodiment, because I'm working with Layla Martin. I'm doing one of her practices every single day from her. And then there's also her teachers, that I have an abundance of practices, an abundance of resources. So I'm really excited. The Unleashed course I actually channeled before completing my certification and officially becoming a Vita certified coach. So it's a really gentle, beautiful, intuitive tools. But because I've done all the other work, I'm also gonna slowly integrate some of the new concepts and really blend and connect. And one of the best things I think is like I'm trauma informed. So I'm really gonna be able to support you to have this beautiful healing self-discovery experience in a trauma-informed way, in a gentle way. And then if there's anything that comes up, I can refer you on. So you will not re-traumatize yourself further, which is one of the biggest things that sometimes happens with people that don't have any training, and then their heart is in the right place, but unfortunately there's a lack of integrity, I guess, in a sense of like lack of study, you know? And that's also like part of the experience, and everyone has their own human experience, and it's all meant to be, right? Anyway, I'm so excited. I'm going to just check the comments if there's any questions. Sometimes when I do these Zoom lives, I actually cannot see the comments. I can't see anything actually. So if you do pop a question, I will respond to it manually. But yeah, I'm super, super excited to be sharing all the wisdom and sharing the transmission. I think a lot of my courses, like you'll have the content, you'll have journal prompts, mindset work, the actual practices, the embodiment, the integration, and you are going to have the transmission, which is like part of the experience. We are all energetic beings, right? And we all have a frequency and transmission. That is how we attract and repel things into our life and people into our life, right? So you're currently operating at a certain frequency, and you calibrate people that are around you, their frequency also, which is like, wow, mind-blowing, but it's true, right? So one of the things I teach in one of my courses, the integration toolbox, is how can you hold a strong enough frequency to have other people calibrate to you rather than you calibrating to them. And this is a really big, big, big important part when you're wanting to share your vision in the world, when you are like sharing your baby, birthing your baby, project, idea, book, like song, whatever it is. Or when you're going for a spiritual awakening and you're holy shit, you're like, oh my God, there's so much more to life. Oh my God, how did I not know this? How did no one tell me? What the F is going on in this world? And then you go into your environment, and because your frequency is a baby frequency and baby vibration, it's not like, other people don't calibrate to you, you calibrate to them. And then you feel like, oh shit, I can't actually fully express myself. I don't want to be rejected. I'm scared, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So it's so important for you to surround yourself with people that you're like inspired by, right? Rather than people that bring you down, because no matter who it is, you're going to calibrate to them depending on the the strength of your vibration. If you're like super like, yes, this is my truth, I so believe that, and this is how I am now. Like before, I actually had to isolate myself from like drinking and like people that would complain and nag and just all that toxic gossiping. But now I feel like my frequency is so strong that I can be around those people, and then they calibrate to me. Like people actually drink less around me because they're like, oh, why am I even drinking? Yeah, like this is so much better. Like, so like I don't even need that. Like I feel the joy and the experience of this reality so much more. Or like, wow, I'm talking like people aren't gossiping about other people. They're actually like wondering about their purpose and their passion, what excites them, and sharing that, right? So that wasn't always available to me. And there's other areas that maybe my frequency isn't as strong. So I calibrate to other people rather than they calibrate to me. And it's all a journey. It's all perfect. There's like whatever happens, happens, right? But imagine that. Imagine you calibrate to people that inspire you. You calibrate to people that you want to be like. So just being in the energy of the group, your reality will shift. And the best thing is, there's other people going to be doing the same thing. So they're going to be calibrating to all the things, and then it's going to be easier. You're going to have a space of full expression around pleasure, sexuality, your body, like in a safe space where a lot of the time you can't actually have this kind of conversations because people don't want to talk about it. There's not a safe space for people to talk about. Anyway, well, if you want to join, come. The early bird ends tomorrow night, so you still have a chance. It's 333 right now, USD. It's 30 days, but it's going to be over 60 days. So there'll be 30 days of content drops, but then you'll also have an extra month if you're feeling like, whoa, too much information. Although it is done in a way that you should not feel overwhelmed at all. If you miss any days, you can easily catch up. But there will be support for the 60 days, and then you'll have access to the replays for a whole year for you to do it in your own time, to integrate it. It's going to be so magical. I'm so excited. So many beautiful souls in the community already, and I cannot wait to open the group. And we will officially start in March. So you still have time to decide, to think about it. But if you wanted to get the cheaper price, today, tomorrow is the day, then it goes up, but it's still all good, don't worry about it. Like, feel into your body. Does it feel good? If there's any questions, message me. If there's any resistance, message me, we can chat about it. I want your decision to be from a FDS or like a yeah, rather than like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, I need this because I hate myself. It's like, you don't need anything, it's like, buy from desire. Do you want this? Do you want the expansion? It's like, but if you feel like, oh, I need to fix and change myself, maybe this course will transform your way of seeing that, because you are already perfect, no matter what, right? So, and part of the human experience is to see, like, to trust that, to believe that. And this course will definitely help you see your magic. All right, my loves, catch you. Bye.